Hi, Kevin from the Artist website, and here we are with this week's Continuing Classroom Classics video for you. This video is going to be on carry tiger to mountain. There's a lot of detail in this. I'm going to throw a lot of stuff out there. So make sure you got some water on hand. Hopefully you've warmed up really good, so you'll be able to follow along with me. And so hang in there, we'll be right back. Alright, so here we get going, and just want to mention Dwayne Shelley caught me. It's got cleared up here. I couldn't run fast enough. So anyway, carry tiger to mountain. Now it's done twice in the set. So just proceeding diagonal single whip, and then the second time it just proceeds horizontal single whip. So we're going to work on carry tiger. This is the first one. And there's lots of details. A bunch of the foundations are pretty clear on it, for sure the principles, so I'm going to talk about those a little bit. So let's get into it. We're coming into it out of the cross hand. So to start with, I want to just make sure that you understand that when you come up out of the cross hand, so you down, you cross, come up, and when you step in, as soon as that foot touches, as soon as that foot makes contact, is the cue to start to open up with your carry tiger. A lot of times, you see a lot of people come up and they'll step in and they'll just sort of pause there. And then, oh yeah, okay. So to keep it continuous, you want to pay attention to that timing. As when you come up, you want to get up to the top, and when that foot makes contact, that is the key, because that helps to stabilize the hips, stabilize the turn of the body, so that you can open up and pivot. So let's start at the feet and we'll work our way up. Coming up, the foot makes contact, so when you step in, make sure you don't step in too close, because your left foot is going to turn on the heel. So you're going to turn the body and pivot on the heel, and if you've stepped in too close, you're going to get stuck. Because this left foot has to turn in 90 degrees, or at least pretty darn close to it, to get to that point where it's turned in, and so your toes are pointing to the heel of the right foot. Now, one thing to pay attention to is when you turn and pivot, don't shift the weight out of the left foot. So you've come up on the left leg and planted the right foot, but the right foot doesn't have a lot of weight, but it's contacting. There's expression from that right leg as you turn, but all the weight stays in the left leg. So you don't want to pivot as you shift and pivot, and then shift back, and then try and step out. Okay? You want to turn and pivot with your weight in that left heel. So come up, step in, and open. So the body turns and you pivot on the heel, and then you're going to sit down and step out to the corner. So the right corner, the back corner. That turn, again, you're setting up for the next part of the move. So we're talking about the first part of the move here. So you're going to set up your Toyu step to go to the right corner after you've turned. And Toyus are 45 degrees and straight ahead with the forward foot. So when you pivot and turn, you turn, pivot, sit down. So you're sitting down in this direction. You're going to step out 45 degrees, and then you're going to turn and finish doing the Toyu to the right corner. Again, another common thing for a lot of people is they'll turn, and they'll turn as they step and just sort of fall into the Toyu. So you don't want to do that. You want to be able to do a proper Toyu. Now I'll turn and face this way so you can see what I mean. If this is the corner I'm going to do my toyu to, so I'll end up facing here. So I'm going to pivot, turn and pivot. So now I'm facing 90 degrees from the start of the move. I'm going to sit down. I'm going to step to the 45, but notice I don't continue to turn. I don't keep turning. I want to sit down, step out to the 45 degrees, and then I drop the hands in front and line up with my toyu. So I want to be on that straight line with my toyu. Turn and pivot. Sit down, step out to 45 degrees, and then drop the elbows, line the hands up in front, and then express out. Now one thing that if you're a little bit tight in the lower back and the hip joints, it's hard to get that foot to pivot all the way around. So from being with the feet parallel, it can be a little tough to get that pivot all the way, so maybe it's only coming part way. When you sit down and step out, when you push forward, it's okay to adjust that so you have your 45 degrees with your toyu. And that's a good time to do it. So sometimes people will sort of go a little bit and then they step here and then they're trying to do their toyu sideways. So you want to adjust that foot to get it lined up. Okay, now I was going to talk about the principles. Thinking of the equal and opposite. So we do the arm extension. Or the foundations, pardon me. We'll get to the principles in a minute. So when you turn and open up the arms, this is kind of the same thing, except the arms, you drop the elbows and the palms stay turned back towards you. A lot of times people will turn the arms out here with the palms facing in towards each other, or maybe even outwards. They turn and face back, so the elbows and shoulders are dropped down and relaxed. And the arms stay upright. You don't want to drop them out to the sides. The hands separate, and then they continue to separate as you turn and pivot. So it's a big tiger. 500-pound tiger. You're carrying this 500-pound tiger to the mountain. So you want to give him room. You want to get a good grip on him. So now again, watch as I turn here facing this direction. Open up. So the arms are balanced, equal and opposite in this opening. So that's one of the principles, equal and opposite. And then when I sit down and step out, I step to the 45 degrees. And then I just drop the elbows, line up to the front, and I'm pushing from my back leg. But don't let the body rush forward, so you end up pushing the knee out. You want to plant the foot, and that's the cue for the hands to turn and line up to the front so you can push from the leg, and then you just relax into the front leg and let the arms express, so that you don't have that knee pushing out. You want to get squared to the front, and as soon as that knee pushes out, you lose that square, and you end up again trying to push sideways or trying to overcorrect with the shoulders. So bring the knee in, get the hips square, and let the body relax and the weight drop down into that front leg. As much as you can, you want to really relax everything so the legs do the work. So again, Danyu, come up, and as soon as that right foot touches, you open. Nice and big here, sit down, step to the corner, and then drop the elbows, the hands line up in front, and you express out with the toyu. So make sure again that when you do your toyu, that you're pushing forward, so that your right hand will be out in front here with the fingertips turned into the center line. The left hand is coming out from the shoulder. There's an idea of the heart-thumb line, so the thumb is on the heart line. But generally, like the toyu, the two-handed push, you want the arms equal and even with the shoulders. Lots of things to pay attention to as you go through this. So it might be a little bit kind of stuttery or awkward at first, but the more you relax and the more you practice it. So maybe let's do a couple of follow-alongs here with this point, just getting into that first brush knee, just so you get a feel for that, and then we'll add in the rest of it. Okay? So we'll take it from the Danyu. We'll come up, cross hands, step in, and open. Turn 90 degrees, pivoting on the heels, sit back, step to the corner, hands line up, and push out. Again, watch, make sure your knee doesn't go too far. Let's try that again. We'll do the Danyu from cross hands, cross, come up, step in, open. Turn the body, pivot, the weight stays in the left leg so that you can sit down, pick up the right leg, step to the corner, drop the hands and turn to the corner. So that's all it is a toyu, just like a brush knee. One more time. Danyu down, cross hands, push up, step in, open. Sit down, step to the corner, don't turn to the corner until the foot touches, and then you turn and finish with the toyu and the right brush knee. Hope that's all clear. And obviously, if you have any questions about any of this stuff, don't hesitate to ask us. Just send us an email and all that. Okay, now the next part of it is the first, well, after you've turned, you've done the pivot, first part of the carry tiger is the right brush knee, and then you go back, opening up just like you do in grass bird's tail. Then a wrist push, back again for a two-handed push. So very much like the grass bird's tail. Again, you're just doing toyus back and forth, but we'll go over that a little bit as well. One of the things is making sure of the alignment, centering the pushes so you're not tilting over or swinging the arms off to one side. I'm going to start it facing this way so you can see when I'm facing the camera the alignment and what's happening. So the cross hands here, open and pivot. Sit down, I'm going to step to the 45. And the right brush knee, straight out in front. Then you push from the front leg, open. So the right arm is forward. Notice my body turns to the 45. This hand opens up, but don't pull the elbow back. Just let the arm open up and relax down at the 45 into the sit. I'm going to talk about the sit here in a second. Then bring the arms together, pushing from the back leg, and this time you're pushing right out on the center. So both arms are pushing to the center, so along that center line. Push from the front leg, drop the elbows back to the 45 degrees, then turn the palms forward, arms go out, body lines up, and then two-handed push with the toyu. So those are the three parts. And this is where you want to make sure, when you come around with your pivot, when you step to the 45 degrees, you want to make sure that you're not instepped. So it ends up being quite tight in here, so it's too closed off. You want to make sure you have a little bit of space, one foot on either side of the line, so that this leg is underneath you when you're pushing out, so it's balanced and the hips can relax down. Otherwise you end up with this hip way up in the air. So you want this hip to sit down, and again, pay attention to the knee not pushing forward. So when you come back and you relax down, you want to get the arms connected first so that you're not rushing forward with the knee. So from the right brush knee, you open up, notice my body straightens up, and then I just relax back down at the 45-degree angle. You don't want to pull the hip back so that you can see my hips get kind of crooked. You want to be able to sit the hips down so that they stay level and you're sitting down in both hips. And that way the left leg is loaded up, and I'll turn and face the other way so you can see what's happening. You do the right brush knee. Now, if you were to just pull the hip back and pull the body back, see the tilt on my pelvic girdle? You want to be able to sit inside, sit in the middle between both the feet. And even though the one leg is stretched out, you don't want to be over on one side. You want to get that hip so that it sits down and you're sitting in both hips. That way this part of the leg takes the load instead of twisting in the knee. So when you push out, you just line the arms up in front, and then the back leg just pushes. And then it's the same thing here, is you just let the weight relax into both hips. Don't keep pushing forward so that this hip goes up. You want the hip to sit down. And then when you come back, sit down, line it up in front, push out, and then push from the front leg, and then turn to the 45 and sit down. And if the arms are relaxed and they're in front of the body, turning, really you shouldn't have to think too much about it, because you're going to allow your body to line up with the supporting leg. So when you're in the 45 degrees, your body's going to line up to the 45 with the supporting leg. Your arms are going to come forward, and that literally just turns the body forward, and then you just relax into the front leg. So now you're lined up squared with that front leg. When you push out of the front leg, you just relax down, and again, you just line up to the 45. So you don't have to swing the body back and forth. You just let the legs do the work. So let's go through that whole sequence there. So from crossed hands, turn the body, open the arms, sit down, step to the 45, drop the elbows, hands in front, right brush knee. Push from the front leg, the hands pull apart, sit down to the 45, drop the elbows again, connect the hands, push from the leg and let the arms go out. Center in the front, and drop the elbows, palms are forward, drop into the 45 again, and then turn the palms forward and let the arms go as you push with the leg. So all very simple, all toyus. Again, lots of these kind of exercises going on, the equal and opposite, the arm extension, so you're separating and opening up. It's not going out level like we do with the arm extensions, but still the same idea. The body turning, so when you're turning and opening, that's all you're doing. It's just this kind of a turn. So you just turn and allow yourself to pivot as you turn. All the principles of the toyu, of the pushing, the 45 degrees, not extending the knee, straight line heel to head, squaring to the front, and your equal and opposite expression and direction with the arms, so that both arms are expressing one way or the other. So all of those, so go back to those videos and check that out and see how it applies into this move. Okay, let's do some follow along with this one. So we'll start with the Donu. We'll do the come up with the cross hands and then go straight into carry tiger to mountain, and then all three parts. So the right brush knee, wrist push, and then the two-handed push. Donu down, cross and come up, step in. As soon as that foot touches, you open. Turning and pivoting, sit down, step out without turning, and then drop the hands and push out to the right brush knee. Push from the front leg, pull the hands apart, sit down at the 45, connect the arms in front, let the arms go as you push with the leg. Again, pay attention to not letting the knee go too far. 45 degrees again, palms forward, and relax into the front leg. One more time. Donu down, cross, push up, step in, not too close, open, pivoting, sit down, step out to 45, right brush knee. Push back, open, sit down at 45, connect the arms, wrist push, relax, push from the front leg, come back, 45 and sit, push from the back leg and let the arms go out. Let's try that one more time. Donu. Cross and come up, step in not too close, turn, weights on the left leg as you turn and pivot, sit down, step to the corner, right brush knee. Push from the front leg, open, sit down, wrist push, drop the elbows, sitting into the 45, push out. Okay, so let's do it as though you were right beside me, following along. Step in, open right away, turning, sit down, step to the corner, right brush knee. Push and open, sitting at the 45, wrist push. Again, this is just like in grass bird's tail. Drop the elbows, two-handed push. Okay, and again, and again, and again, and again. So Donu, again when you come up, not too close with the feet are parallel here, so you open and pivot. Sit down, step to the corner, right brush knee. Open, so this should be very relaxed. Just let the arms relax and let them go out from the leg push. Push from the front leg and drop the elbows. Palms forward and push out. So, one more time. So you Donu down. Up, step in, open and turn. Pivoting, sit down, step. Then turn forward with the right brush knee. Open, sit down. And two-handed push. lots to think about, lots to play around with, and have fun with it. Again, watch the videos with the principles and the foundation exercises and try and figure out how all that works in. Try and pay attention to those details. Break the move down, play around with it. Should be fairly comfortable and balanced, and if you're straining or feeling tippy or whatever, try and figure out why. Try and figure out what's not quite in alignment. How's my timing? Is it balanced? All those kind of things. I don't think we had too much more other than just a quick reminder on the workshop that's coming up in Edmonton on April 13th, or 14th and 15th, pardon me. So let us know if you're interested. I'm going up there for it, so hopefully I can meet some of you guys there. And I think that's it for this move. Stay tuned for next week, and check out the Facebook and what is all that? Subscribe to our YouTube channel and like us on Facebook and check out the website. All right, take care. We'll see you again. Bye.